What's up, Orcamaniacs, and welcome to Dubl Drbl Zoomcast, episode number 15. It's our third part of our three-part reunion series. Today, we're lucky enough to be joined by Khalfani Williams and our dude, Raby Red Mamba Hardaway. What's up, gentlemen? How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing, sir?
How you
Cool,
guys
cool,
doing?
Robbie, cool. They call, cool. I call him Cal. Cal, I'm going to get it right today, bro. I promise I'm going to get it right today. That's my goal. End of this, get it right. Joining me as always, we got the doc hanging out down there. Right next to her, we got my boy G. We got Ferran hanging down there in the corner. He's got a real shirt on today. I love it. All right. And we got the coach hanging out in the upper corner there. And we got 10 years younger George down there at the bottom. What's up, everybody?
10 years younger, really?
Yeah, well, you knew I was going to do that. Come on now. George is kicking it in the SF right now. So, all right. So, and Marquise Rivera should be hopefully joining us later. We also were going to have J-Rock. J-Rock had some family issues, so pray for him that those get taken care of. So when we left off with you, Robbie, you were episode 5. So maybe what, like a month ago, give or take, something like that.
Yeah.
You had a little dude. How's your little dude doing?
Doing really well. Eating his solids more now and just couch surfing. So he's trying to walk here and there.
Okay.
And demanding more milk. So, yep.
I remember you last time we talked, you said it was all about mama. It's all about mama. So have you been getting good daddy time, or is it still like that?
Yeah, actually, I've been getting more daddy time. I've been working a lot more now. So I get in where I can.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely really quality time. Still sleep on the couch, but overall,
right.
Yeah, a lot more quality time.
Well, what's quality time with you and the little guy? What are we watching? What are we playing?
Well, his favorite movie is still Pets 2. We got him to watch Madagascar 2, so that's good.
Okay.
Any other movie is really off by his discretion.
Whatever he's feeling that day.
Most of the time it's I classify it as workout. So anytime we're playing around, we're working out, we're just having fun, a lot of energy. Going outside. He definitely loves outdoors. So
good. That's a good
really
thing.
Awesome. Yes, that's really good. So
yeah.
That's pretty much it. Just and also try not to let him dominate the whole day because
that's what I was just gonna say.
Yeah. When he dominates the whole day, you sit back and you're like, man, what did I get to do today?
Yeah,
so
seriously,
just
right?
kind of balance it out with the wife and everything like that. But it's been an awesome little journey. So
cool. Yeah, just keep him well-rounded, man. As a parent, that's all I can tell you. Keep him well-rounded. Let him go outside, let him do his thing, but let him have his TV shows. Like my son, it was The Grinch, man, 24/7.
Wow, I tried to show him The Grinch.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, you can't deny a classic. It's disrespectful.
Jim Carrey, man, that's my guy right there. That's my guy. Cool. So
awesome.
Go ahead,
as a parent, like it's so hilarious how we can talk about all these little things about our kids, and we're like so interested in them, and we think they're so amazing, and then there's Cal, who's like, what the heck are we talking about?
In time, Cal. In time, brother. In time.
One day, Cal.
Bro, take your time. Don't rush into it. Take your time. Take your time.
All right.
It's a beautiful thing, but take your time.
Go ahead, Doc.
The person that is smiling the most is
Gilbert?
Ron.
Because he's still there.
Because the love of a grandfather for a grandbaby, they say is better than and more intense than the love for your own child. So is this true, Prof?
Yeah.
It's all true. And my grandson is a little bit older than Robbie's son. So when I see Robbie's, I'm like, oh man, my grandson. Like they're about the same.
I'm telling you, you guys got to start your own team, man. You, G, and Robbie, man.
Hey, can my son play point guard?
As soon as he starts walking, my goodness, I already have like a whole program set up. I'm like waiting. Oh
Buy that little basketball set already. When they have the Toys R Us, they can walk around and start dunking and stuff.
Take notes. I'm like, okay, I see that new development. All right.
Crazy.
Coming soon.
Crazy. Robbie, you were a while ago. You were, like I said, about a month and a half ago. And it's a lot of people that are viewing now haven't got to know you the way that we know you. Could you possibly just give us a small little background that you told us in the past? You know, you have the nickname Red Mamba. Maybe let us know about that. You even cheated death one time. Can you possibly elaborate on that a little bit, maybe? Maybe on the business and your business that you have.
Cheated death?
You remember that?
Dang. Okay, it'll probably come to me a little bit later,
If
but
not, I got you.
yeah, my name is Raby Hardaway. 27 years old. I didn't have the same or similar background as many pro ball players or college ball players. So a lot of my business is dedicated to or formed from the things that I went through, the experiences that I went through, just trying hard to get my body right, you know, just the love of basketball, wanting to play professionally. But now I have a youth sport. It's not technically a youth sports, but it's a sports business called New Generation Athletics, and it's a training service that's dedicated to literally generating newness in anyone that I train. And I've trained ages 3 years old all the way to, you know, adults, high school kids, young adults, college, you know, even whatever sports you play, or as far as basketball is concerned, whether you're playing professionally or you just want to get better. You know, I take everyone and I just try to help them, you know, generate some type of newness in their game, but also add the character part in it, because that goes a long way, you know, just in the makeup of the whole journey that you're going to go through. And then overall, just, you know, just adding my experiences to it. And yeah, so that's really what I've formulated my business with. And that's really like the biggest part of who I am, is just training others, and also just the journey that I've had on my own, training myself. Haven't really had many trainers at all. Did a lot of things on my own, learned how to really hoop through just watching YouTube. I used to play, of course, in the backyard when I was growing up, but you know, I didn't really get to play high school ball as much as I wanted to. Just played 2 years, but just overall, just not having the help that I, you know, would have wanted to have, but just really just pushing myself to just try my best and get to the level that I really want to play at. And I'm still not done. I still have a lot of potential to try to meet, and I'm still currently working on that. So yeah, and I have a little family that's growing right now, and just enjoying life, and definitely God-fearing. That's probably at the very forefront of my life, just God-fearing, following what his commandments say, and also figuring out my purpose along the way, and just constantly praying, constantly staying in the righteous path, and then, yeah, just doing what I can along the way. So I don't really remember about the cheated death part.
I'm pretty sure it was you. It was on. I had my notes for you, so I'm hoping it was you. If not, I'm gonna feel like a total idiot. You told us. If I remember correctly, you told us when you were younger that someone shot at your car.
Oh yeah.
You pretty much was when you were little.
Yeah. So that was something my mom definitely told me. It was a bullet stopped right in the. I'm actually in a car right now. I can actually show you guys.
Oh,
just to give you a visual.
In that car?
Yeah. Well, no, not in that car.
Well, I was about to say. I was like, you're still driving that car? Damn.
He was like, that's the car. Give him at 11.
The bullet.
Sorry to cut you guys off, but I do gotta go. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry to cut you guys off, but I do gotta go.
You out? Are you out? I think he's out. All right, George, go do your thing. George is in San Francisco doing his thing out there. Stay away from the bridge. All right, sorry, Robbie. You were saying you were showing us.
He was trying to tell you where the bullet.
I know, you're a life-changing event, and you cut him off.
You asked him about cheating.
Damn. That was sad.
Yeah, it just basically stopped like between the window and the seatbelt area, and you know, I was in the back seat as a baby in a car seat, and you know, somebody just randomly shot, and literally, yeah, the bullet just stopped right there, and that's where, if it would have kept going, that's where my head was. So, that was one of the times, definitely, that just grace and mercy, by God's will, that was what He wanted, and it's something definitely I think about here and there, but just being thankful, for just something like that He was able to preserve me all the way up until this time, in this moment. So.
And it's big that you share that, because a lot of people don't know if they have a purpose in their life. They're questioning their life right now. And here you have a story like this. Obviously, you have a purpose in life. God had a plan for you. And look at you now. You're coaching kids. You're doing things. With that said, have you been able to work with any of your kids or any of the families during this time?
Yep. Yes, sir. I did take the time, like when COVID, the whole pandemic thing was really starting up. I took about maybe like a month or two not doing anything. And then, I sent out surveys. I just wanted to make sure everyone was comfortable. I gave them different scenarios. So I made sure everything was organized, and just, gave them an insight into what could possibly happen, how we could do different things. So, so I have different locations now, still doing both sports performance and basketball training. So everything is like, on the schedule type of basis. Everything's pretty much safe, doing what we can and what we can control, but we're not like, shutting down everything, because, there's a lot of discrepancies with the information that they even have out with all this stuff going on anyway. But overall, just doing what we can, staying focused and making sure we're still progressing in life, because we're not just trying to just stop completely, So yeah, so it's still been doing really well.
Awesome.
Hey, I got a question for him, and I know you don't play the judge, but have you came across a little guy or a girl that's like, you know what, you don't want to play basketball, like this is not gonna be for you?
Look at Cal.
Oh yeah, But plenty of times. What I think though is like, like typically the average person has played basketball or will go in to a gym and go shoot. So generally my belief is that like you should have some type of fundamentals. If you ever want to play with someone, you should have some type of fundamentals and understand at least the whole passing part of it, and the run and gun and the shooting, layup. So, I typically don't say that person can't play, but that's why I teach different levels. So I have, through the city of Riverside, I'll usually have my recreation, programs for the youth. And then, there may be like maybe 5 kids out of each group that will show that they like really want to take it serious, because I'll talk to them about different things, and then, they'll say like, I really want to get better at this, because, I actually feel like I'm pretty good. So, there's always going to be one of the kids, of course, that's like, they don't have it, but they're having fun. They're having fun. That's ultimately what you want. Even if you are taking it serious or you want to get to another level, you still want the love of the game inside of you to grow. I didn't have somebody to cultivate that for me, and really important to me is to cultivate for them. And even if they're in high school or whatever, like, they have to understand you either are going to start or you're going to come off the bench. But whatever you do, try to become new. And when you're training with me, just understand, like, I'm trying to change you into a better player. I have to change you to a better player, a different thinker on the court. So ultimately, I'm not going to let you just, be trash at all. So that's ultimately like any high school kid, middle school kid. If you're going to train with me, you're going to actually train and get better. But if you don't want to, then, I can refer you to another trainer that's going to just, train you just to get money. But my goal is to, obviously, the financial part is cool, but at the same time, like, I need you to, get better. I need you to get better. I want you to get better.
Yeah. If they have the passion for it, you
have to have that agreement for us to train.
Yeah. So, it sounds like things are going pretty good for you.
I've had those times too.
Yeah, I was a baseball coach.
It's pretty well. I mean, it's
No, go ahead. You said you
had.
Oh
no, yeah. I mean, it's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. I'm not gonna sit here and say like everything is like on point, but we're just gotta do what you gotta do. Especially like my wife and I as parents. you know, we just got to keep pushing. There's a lot of uncertainty, of course, with finances and stuff, but when it's all said and done, you know, I have so much faith in God, and when you have faith, it's a big difference when you're just believing, like, you know, God is going to do something for you, et cetera, and you just sit there and you don't move, you know. So faith is you're unmoved. I'm unmoved that I know He's there. I know He's watching over us. I know He's always going to get us through something and, you know, throw me an alley-oop here and there. So my job is to make sure I work hard for my family and put us in a good position. And as my wife, you know, takes care of our son and everything, you know, she does what she can. So that's all you can really do. And we just prepare for like the future stuff, because there's stuff that is definitely gonna happen, but especially in the U.S. But we got to just prepare as much as we can and just do.
You're doing a good job, Rob. Keep up the good work, man. Keep that faith, and let parenting takes minutes, seconds, days at a time, man. And just don't give up and keep going. Now we're gonna jump over to Cal. I don't want him to think I'm ignoring him. Cal, I know you ain't got no little ones, but you and the girlfriend, you guys still cool? You got everything going good there?
Yeah, everything's still going good.
You guys been able to do anything fun since we last talked, or?
Well, I went to celebrate with them. Like, they had like 3 birthdays in one.
Oh, wow.
So like I forget the name of it, what they call it, but my girlfriend's Mexican. So it's like when they have a big party, and then like the next day it's like kind of chill, and you just eat leftovers and stuff like that. And so
yeah, that sounds like a big party, and then the next day it sounds like a cookout.
Yeah, like everybody sleeps over and then just chill and eat the leftovers.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty much it. Like, that's the only thing that's been happening. I mean, I've been working out and stuff. So.
Okay, I was gonna get into that next. Okay, cool. I mean, also, I know we just had you a couple weeks ago, but there's obviously people who haven't got to know you, maybe missed the show or whatnot. They don't know that you played overseas. They now know you have a girlfriend. Can you give them a quick little summary about you, basketball and life, just real quick?
Quick little summary. Khalfani Williams, 27, from Lancaster, California, but live in Anaheim. Been living in Orange County since like 2011.
By the stadium. Sorry, go ahead.
From the stadium. Played at Fullerton Community College for 2 years, and then 2 years at Bethesda University, and then after those 2 years, I went to play in Egypt in 2019 and China this season, this year that passed, going into this year before the pandemic.
Cool.
Then,
awesome. He's very soft-spoken, ladies and gentlemen, but he's a super cool dude. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, how are you staying in shape? What you said you're staying in shape, so let's find out how you're doing it. Did you change anything since we last talked to you, or is it still the same routine, or what's up?
Changing my diet.
How so?
Like, I just want to be more healthier, eat more healthier, more clean, eat more at home, like cook more food, like meal prep and stuff. Not just for me, but for my girlfriend too, so we can become healthier. And I got like a little like 30-day transformation thing, like body transformation I just want to do.
Okay. Cool.
So
my roommate does that. He does something like that. It's chicken every single day, just different styles each time. What's your guys' go-to meal? Like
chicken and rice.
When you guys eat the most chicken and rice?
And some vegetables.
Same. Yeah, my roommate does the same thing, but he lost a lot of weight. So, hey, why not? Crazy. Do you have anything in the works right now? Like the next couple weeks, months, anything that you've been working on? How you have that great gain athletics? How's that going?
I mean, it's going good. I haven't really done much because of the whole pandemic and stuff. With them being in LA and I'm in Anaheim, so we haven't done a lot like as I want to. So yeah, so I'm just waiting, seeing what's gonna happen. I did a showcase in Vegas in July, so
how'd that go?
It went all right. So I still have to like cut up the video and stuff. I've been just too busy to do that. I'm gonna try to do that by the end of this month, hopefully. And stuff like that. Yeah, that's it.
All right. I'm actually heading out that way next week. So what's it like over there right now? What's the atmosphere in Vegas right
Sure, when I was in Vegas, it was hot.
Oh, that's weather. I'm talking atmosphere. Is it crazy? Like streets are quiet? Like how is it?
When
Robbie.
When I was out there, it was quiet, but I think now it's probably picked up a little bit more on the strip because I've seen a lot of friends that still going to Vegas and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I might have to go to Vegas for work. I don't know yet. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
So, yeah.
So for your Great Gain Athletics, I know Josiah goes for his business. He goes door to door, literally. Robbie said his thing's going pretty good. Is there any way that you can possibly maybe go digital with your clients on certain things, or does it have to be stuff that you have to be in person for?
Well, I mean, the Great Gain Athletics, that's like my mentor and my agent. Like that's their thing. So they I do things with them. So it's on what they want to do.
Okay.
I just know they did a podcast, so I've been listening to podcasts lately, watching a lot of NBA, watching these playoffs. My Lakers,
the playoffs
they won their last game. Because I know we have some Laker haters on this show, so I'm going to throw that out there.
It's all good. Hey, it's going to be interesting tonight. I mean, game 1, we didn't show up. Game 2, they didn't show up. So let's see what happens tonight,
Yep.
We're going to have some questions regarding that series in a little bit. Cool. All right, we got an update on Kyle. We got an update on Robbie. I got a couple questions that I'm going to throw out in just a little bit that'll work for both of you. We did this on the last couple shows, a couple universal questions. I want to see what both you guys have to do with that. But in the meantime, I'm going to let G, you haven't said much. Go ahead and jump in. You got any questions for Robbie or Cal that you want to ask?
Yeah, I actually had a question for Robbie. So I know you're a big family guy like me, and it seems like you have a lot on your plate right now. So what I wanted to ask you is, how do you go throughout your day and balance everything out?
That's a very good question. Well, I'm very schedule oriented, so I have to schedule all the clients throughout the day. Constantly message them to make sure everyone's going to show up, make sure parents know. So usually I try to get my schedule done for the whole week, maybe on a Saturday night, Sunday. And then once I have everyone scheduled from there, I just plan around that. So usually my son has his typical schedule. Sometimes he doesn't abide by it, but we kind of know based off of the hours that, he wakes up and where he needs to take his nap, the trajectory that he's going, when's the next nap. So, just really depending on the time that we have, we either go, just say let's just go drive here or just go take him to the park or something like that. So it's a big difference when you have a child and you don't have a child. So if we didn't have a child, we'd probably do a lot more things together, even if there wasn't a pandemic, we would probably just go out, movies or something. So really it's just trying to find leisure time in between work time and then, just really just balance that out. Especially for me, I read a lot, read my word a lot, research different things. So let's just say, for example, I drive my son and he's not, let's say he's not taking his nap at home, then I'll just have to get in the car, put him in the car and just take a drive. So while I'm driving around and he's knocked out, I'm listening to my my teachings and, just learning more and stuff like that. So it's really like a constant grind for the most part, just wanting to just not do the same thing every day and every week, and actually saying okay, I got to get better. Especially with a child and you have your family, depending on you, especially as a dad. I just constantly think about my son growing up, and him having questions because he's a talker already. So I'm already knowing he's going to be asking me questions. And I just don't want to fake like I know things. I want to actually know it. And I want him to actually see the things that I'm doing, but, for it to look good, for it to be established and, for it to be flowing. So that's just really how I kind of balance it out. I just make sure I look at my week and I schedule my clients, or let's just say you schedule your work day, and then you just got to schedule, different things that you like to do or different things that's going to be productive, and then just go with that. And I notice more too, as of late, like I don't really. I would like to take a nap, but there's not a lot of nap time. So like last night, Friday. I don't know what it was, but I know I didn't have a lot of trainings at all. I didn't have any morning trainings, but for some reason I was still up. Like I was with my family just in the living room, and then it was just like I had a headache at one point. But then once they went to sleep, I played my game a little bit, and I had to had a hoop session this morning at 6, and then I was gonna go home and actually go to sleep, but I'm like, well, if I go to sleep, I can't go work out. And then my wife and son is gonna wake me up anyway, so I'm like, well, might as well just go work out again. But that's that productive, that's productive mind frame. It's like, well, let me just get another workout in, and then once I got that workout in, I go home, walk the dog, get told to make sure, kitchen is clean. I tell her I got an interview, so now I'm doing interviews, and after this, got some more duties. So
it never stops.
It literally doesn't stop. So you just gotta just stay focused and you just enjoy it and find different things that you like to do and just put that in there and make sure you have some things that you enjoy. And also, I'm sorry to keep it long, but the biggest thing that I have focused on for the past like 3 or 4 months was obeying the Sabbath. So having that Saturday rest, it starts usually at Friday at 6. And then it usually ends like Saturday evening around 6 or 7. So having that Saturday rest, that Shabbat every single week to look forward to rest in the Lord literally has helped me tremendously.
Definitely. I see a lot of similarities between me and you when it comes to being a family man, because I definitely, when it comes to the weekend for me, I try to spend as much time with the family as I can, just because I know how hard it is just to get to that point during the week. Just being on the grind, trying to make it happen for the family. You know what I mean? So definitely see a lot of similarities between us. But with that being said, I also want to ask you, what legacy do you want to leave behind for your son? Like when he gets older, what do you want him to see in you? Like what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind for him?
Whether I live or I pass, I just want him to know that I tried my very best to do what I could, especially for him and for my wife. And ultimately, that's what I want him to know, because I feel like that right there, it doesn't matter how much things that I do or leave him, let's just say, that ultimately, like, just to have that mental thought of your parent, is really strong, because anything that you do, if you're doing it at a mediocre level, you'll have, some type of accountability to say like, okay, my dad, even though he went through a lot of struggles, he still pushed through,
Definitely.
He's considered an underdog or something like that. But ultimately, my business, I always think about giving it to him, different things that I'm doing. I just love for him to just step into that role one day. But just everything that I do, even things that I passed up on that I'm still decided to go after, I'm doing it for him. I'm doing it for a future, maybe our next, child. But just ultimately, I did what I could, and I made sure I did it all with God involved, no matter what. And I
absolutely
walked towards him and ran towards him every single time, every single step of the way, and I never gave up towards that. So
you're doing a good job, it sounds like.
So if I ever pass, that's what you tell him.
Absolutely. It sounds like you're doing a good job, Raby. Keep it up. G, you're on a roll right now, bro. Why don't you move over to Cal, see what you got for Cal?
Yeah, let's pass it over to Cal real quick. So Cal, what I really wanted to ask you, because I know you mentioned earlier that you were a Laker fan, so I kind of wanted to get into the playoffs, if that's fine with the rest of the crew.
Go ahead.
Are you there, Cal?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
He's good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what do you think is gonna happen tonight between the Lakers and the Blazers? Who do you think is gonna come out with a W tonight?
I'll say the Lakers gonna win by like maybe 15.
15?
Wow. 15? Oh, okay. Yeah. So you think the injuries is gonna stop Dame Lillard?
For sure, because this is left hand. Like, you think it won't bother him, but, like, if I'm playing against you in the playoffs or I'm playing against you in general, and I know you got a part of your body that's weak, as bad as it sounds, I'm going to attack that part of it.
Makes sense.
So when he gets the ball, they're going to hit that left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just what any hooper would do, just hit that left hand.
So if you were Coach Vogel right now, what player would you put on him to guard him throughout the night?
You can't really guard him. You can only hope contain him. And once you get to that point in the NBA, there's no guarding nobody.
So who do you put him on him?
Philosophy. So, I mean, what they've been doing really, like, the past 2 games, I think President has been good, like, going between Caruso, KCP, like, all those guys. So, but I'm just happy KCP balled out last game.
Yeah, he did.
So,
how do you feel about KCP playing the point guard, though? Because I know his natural position will be the guard, right? Shooting guard?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about him playing point?
Nobody plays the point guard besides LeBron James. When LeBron James is on the floor, LeBron James is the point guard. So
right.
He makes everything happen for them. Easy shot, but
does he kind of remind you of a little like Magic when he's on the court? Because he's like a big player like that playing the point.
No, it's just reason why people say he reminds them of Magic. He's just so big. Like, he's so big. So if he goes to the basket, everybody don't want him to get an easy dunk because that's momentum or stuff like that. So then that's how the corner threes and stuff like that is going to be open, which these guys are starting to hit now, which is what we need because Portland got the firepower. So if we come down, shoot a 3 minutes, they got the firepower to come get that 3-pointer right back. Because Dame is dangerous as soon as he crosses half court.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was telling all the Clipper fans at my work that I'm not worried about just Damian Lillard and C.J. McCollum. You also got to worry about Melo. You also got to worry about Gary Trent Jr. You pretty much got to worry about the whole squad on the Blazers, man. And I feel like if you give them a chance, they could come out and give you a run for your money, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. We weren't ready for that.
But they need to play he needs to play Frank Vogel. He needs to play Dion Waiter and J.R. Smith more.
Yep. Oh, we got Marquise. Awesome. Yeah. So with that said, Cal, who you got for the series and how many games?
Lakers all day. I say Lakers in 5.
How many games?
5.
5.
4-1.
Are we gonna sweep out?
5.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it from the man. What do you think, Rob? I think I don't care.
I'm torn. I'm really torn. So I'm gonna say Lakers in 6, but Melo is my second favorite player.
That's
so
right.
I'm really torn because I would want him to win, especially because LeBron didn't even reach out to Melo for him to get on the team. It would have been so much easier for the series for Melo to be in the Lakers. I would just be like, cool, but I'm just kind of torn. So, but of course I want the Lakers to win, but at the same time, the Blazers have had like an awesome, just journey, especially in the bubble. And I think, out of anybody, for them to advance is for the Blazers to advance further than what people expect. That would be an awesome story. So, but Lakers in 6 mostly.
Okay, I say Lakers in 7. Cool.
7 games.
Oh my God. So before it looks like Marquise is finally with us. That East Coast is messing around with him a little bit there, having some issues. Marquise, can you hear me? Not yet. Okay, so we'll wait for him to jump out in a little bit.
I don't think he's on yet, bro.
So once we get Marquise, we'll jump into him a little bit. But since we're talking NBA, we'll go to Robbie first. Robbie, how do you feel the bubble's working, man? Do you feel it's a success? Should other sports do it? And then how do you feel about the BLM jerseys?
So I don't really sugarcoat anything, as you already know. So the bubble is working exactly how it should. Whether if it was in a bubble or another stadium, but obviously it's not many fans. But it's working like it should. It's organized. It's whether I guess whoever's not playing has a mask on, or whoever is playing doesn't have the mask on. Just like I kind of spoke about as far as discrepancies between what should be controlled or not, I guess. But they're doing pretty good. They don't have any, I guess, any cases or anything like that. But everything is going the way it should, the way it's supposed to. So I guess if anyone did get sick, they just get them out of there, make them quarantine, and then just continue with life, with their jobs. So
they're doing really good.
I think it's been awesome just to see the competition rise because everyone was trying to make the playoffs. So I just feel like the level of play went up. I feel like the people who weren't seen during the regular season actually made some noise. So that was pretty awesome. So I started watching more of the actual games towards the end of the season anyway. So, or probably like the last 2 games out of the 8. So watching more playoff basketball now, because now you get to actually see some more actual, organized and really people playing defense and really taking it serious and passion. So, definitely studying those guys, different guys and different sets that they're doing for offense and defense. So, and then you said someone's injury, Dame's injury?
No, the BLM jersey, Black Lives Matter jersey. How do you?
Oh, Black Lives Matter jersey.
And what would you put on it if you had to wear one?
I think it's fine. I think it's especially with the whole Breonna Taylor situation, because there really hasn't been any changes being made. I think it is necessary to continue to bring it up because it is, whether it's the justice that someone else is seeking or whether it's a family specific type of justice that they want. Just in general, if there's something that isn't, right, then I think it should just be spoken about, period. So, I think that's a really awesome thing that Adam Silver was able to allow them to do. The only person I probably would say that is not benefiting from the change in name on the back of the jersey is Danny Green, because he keeps missing a bunch of shots, and the back of his is how many more. So the more he misses, it's gonna be really bad. Like, it's like a rolling joke. And if I were him, I would probably change it because it's not getting the job done now. It's a global meme. So yeah. So for me, I would put I don't know. I would probably put some type of scripture or something. I don't know.
Cool.
I'm not really sure. I haven't really had that type of question, but I think the only person who's actually brought up, something spiritual in a sense is Isaac. What's his name? The guy he actually got injured or towards the ACL a little bit right after.
The guy on the Magics?
Yeah.
What's his name? Isaac.
Jonathan
Isaac. Jonathan Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah, Isaac Jonathan, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So he spoke about something I basically agree with. Just understanding that there's not going to be much change because there's no foundational level of thought. There's no foundational level of how people see love or how people see equality and all that. So it's just a constant struggle between good and evil, and the more evil overrides what's good. Even still, we have to understand what is good. Where is the foundation of good? So I like what he spoke about, but it's unfortunate he tore his ACL. But I probably would put something along those lines on my jersey.
That's cool.
What about you, Cal? What's your opinion on the Black Lives Matter jerseys?
I'm like a little two-sided. Like, I like it, but then I don't. I don't like it because they didn't have the freedom to put what they wanted. Like they should have just been able to have that freedom, like they do with shoes and stuff like that, to just put what they want on the jerseys. Or if they did this, like each game, they should have had a different name. So then, like when announcers announcing it, and then bringing it up, like, oh, okay, instead of just being the same thing. So that's just what I feel what they should have did.
Okay, and what would you put on yours?
What they want.
What was that?
I would put like, stop killing us. Stop killing
so you're
us.
like, you're gonna be super blunt.
That's it.
Right in the face.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Like it's not much, because I mean I've had my fair share. Like, I mean, a lot of us probably had our fair share of experiences with cops. Not all of them are bad, not all of them are good. So it's just those some like bad apples.
Yeah,
but
I remember
but those good apples is not speaking up or not saying nothing. So then they're part of the problem.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that on your show. We talked about that.
Yeah.
We talked about our experiences.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I'm actually gonna let Doc do some talking before she gets called away again. Doc, go for it. You can talk to Robbie, go to Cal, whoever you want.
Okay, so Cal.
What's up?
And forgive me if we've already covered this. I had to be pulled away, unfortunately. But I wanted to know where your mind is at right now as far as like your personal growth in this stage where we're kind of like it's kind of like we're in a stage where we can't really move forward with basketball, but yet we can't allow ourselves to like get out of shape like I am right now. So mentally, like, where are you at with your own game, and what are you going to be doing in order to keep yourself ready for the season coming up?
Mentally, I feel like I'm more stronger mentally than I ever was. Because, like, I'm missing something that I've never really missed. The game, I had it being taken away, kind of. So it's just like, it's being taken away. So, like, once I get back in the team scenario, that like, I'm going to really appreciate that. But what I've been doing, I have a little, like, gym I can go to. And, like, just been putting my shots up and, like, cardio because I'm trying to work on my jump shots and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing. My girlfriend will come rebound for me, too, when she's off of work and stuff like that. So,
Robbie, I'm going to ask you the same question in a minute, but also the second part to it is, like, what about that dog? Like, because I noticed for me not playing basketball for a few months, like, I became the mom healer on the basketball court. Like, I literally lost all of that edge. So not being in that competition kind of lost it. So what are you going to be able to do in order to keep that dog?
I've already had it. Like, oh, you talk to Robbie or to me?
No, both of you. So there was the two parts to that question. So saying I'm going to ask you this part too, Robbie, but back to how, like, same question.
Like that dog, like, is still there because I feel like me being in China, being away from, like, the game, like, in a sense, it's, like, made me miss it. So, like, me missing it, I'm going to become a dog, more of a dog inside of me, more of a killer, instead of, like, I'm going to put my stamp on the game, whatever, and whichever way. If it's a dunk, steal, block, dunk, I'm going to do it. I might even dive on the floor, dive into an opposing team's bench. It doesn't matter. I'm going to just kill the whole game, and that's what's going to happen.
Did you say dive into the opponent's team's bench?
Yeah, if it's a loose ball.
That's classic.
If it's a loose ball, I got to dive over there like Dennis Rodman.
There you go. Don't kick nobody. All right.
No kicking, though.
That's good. All right. So how about you, Robbie? Same two questions. Basically, the first question is, like, where are you at mentally with being in a paused position, like a, what is it, purgatory kind of state? I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in between, limbo. Like, kind of like we're in limbo a little bit right now. So, and then what are you doing minus that competition, that, like, what's happening with you, like that dog inside of you?
So I would say the first, like, two months, 2.5, maybe even 3 months, I was definitely dormant. That's when, you know, the whole COVID thing was a lot more strict. You know, and I was enjoying myself, of course, you know, just relaxing and, you know, just really being able to spend time with the family. But, you know, because I am a trainer, you know, something in you always says that, you know, you are an example, especially to those who you do train. And one of the biggest parts of what gravitates people towards me is that because I can hoop, I can, you know, I keep my fitness up. So I started working out, and I work at one of my jobs is I work at a private fitness gym. So that's still approved to be open. because we do have like firearms training there and everything. So definitely in the past 2 months really amped up my strength training and everything. So mentally, I was kind of going through it where I was just like, okay, just work out, do this and do that. But then we started doing like this 8-week challenge with certain gyms that are open. And within the 8-week challenge, I've been really like gaining muscle, really seeing my body develop. So it's really been helping me, stay focused and to continuing to continue to just improve, really. And seeing that, that I still have the potential no matter what, even if I have a child and, the ABA season we were supposed to have is canceled. That doesn't mean that or I could just say like, oh, no, nothing's going to happen or I can just wait. So for me, there's still opportunities that are going to be there and that are coming. And so I guess that dog inside of me says that, I'm still under the radar, and I love to be under the radar because when I'm able to, get out there and really show what I can do, it's not for anybody else, it's for me. It's more so for my story, and it's more so that I know what I'm capable of and I know what I can do, but I have to get there. I have to really push myself to get there, and I can't just keep hoping that I'll, pass a certain threshold. And I know what's been keeping me from, let's just say like going overseas or playing professionally is because either I haven't had the contacts to do so, or college ball is really one of the setbacks that I've had. So that might be an opportunity that I might just be taking, especially with our season being canceled. So I mean, if you guys had that same opportunity, you never played college ball and you only have 1 year left, you tell me if you would be focused, So I think that's really something like that I'm really excited about, whether it happens or not, but I'm really going to push towards that opportunity like it's there. And it really could be there, and then just keep moving forward. So so I'm more motivated right now than anything. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying feeling my body get progress every single week, do different things that I haven't been able to do in a while. And the bounce is getting back up. So Don can probably throw me a lob, and I'll probably, I'll throw it down for sure. So
we're gonna go to Don soon.
So just really progressing every week.
I know for sure everybody here would want you to fulfill all of your dreams and go in whichever direction is right for you, and that's everybody's number one concern because that's the type of people that we are.
You gotta do what you gotta do for your family, bro.
Yes,
absolutely. Coach, you've been kind of quiet. Do you got anything that you want to, after hearing what the boys have been up to and how they're sticking to their repertoire and their workout regimen, and Robbie's taking care of his fam and possibly going to play college ball, what's going through your mind? What do you want to tell these guys?
Yeah, I have a question for each of them. But with Robbie, we've been talking about that for a while, ever since I met him. Different options for him to reach his dreams and going back and forth. So, he's going to, follow what his discernment tells him. And, but I have a different question for each of them. But for Cal first, you played with Mizzy at Fullerton and at the VBL. You played with Drew at the VBL. You played with Adam at the Showcase. And you played with Buddha at a few different spots, in college and stuff. So out of those 4, who's your favorite teammate? And you have to pick. That's a good question. I'm just going to say it right now. They're going to hear about this. So.
I'm sending it to them.
No, I have to pick one.
You have to pick one.
All right, how about I pick my top 4?
You gotta pick one.
You gotta pick one and why.
Hey, that's tough. That's tough.
Hey, we gotta make tough decisions.
Yep. Oh, good. Lost coach. You gotta make tough decisions, I think he was saying.
Uno Nuno.
Oh my God, this is gonna be bad. Go ahead. I had nothing to do with this, Buddha, just so you know.
So, Cal, I'm gonna give you a break. I'll let you think about this.
Ask Robbie. Let me think.
Oh, don't put Robbie on the spot. Come on now.
No. Robbie, I have a different question for Robbie. You know, a year ago, we had the blessing, privilege of baptizing one of our brothers, Travis. How was that experience, and how was it playing with meeting him in a showcase, pretty much what it was a year or two ago, and then baptizing him this year? So how was that overall experience?
I think it was a really awesome experience. It was something that I've always looked forward to, so I was definitely comfortable because I think a part of, I won't say my ministry, but the ministry that I know God's given me I went through so much of trying to seek approval from, especially like ministry school and all of that, until I came across, I believe it was like 1 Corinthians chapter 3, but basically it was saying that you don't have to have man's approval. You don't have to have a piece of paper that says that you can do God's work. And once I read that and I was able to really discern that and really absorb that into my spirit, and really help me move forward to understand, like, the whole purpose thing, the whole purpose that, there's whatever Yeshua, whatever Jesus said to, if some pastor says you can or you can't, if God gives you the power to do so, or the leeway, or the opportunity, you do it. So when you got contacted me, I was very excited. Made sure I prayed, I fasted, and I went there, and I think it was just awesome because there's another scripture in Acts. I'm sorry, I can't get the exact numbers, but it says that basically God has ordained the right times and places for you to meet people. So just the fact that I met him, at that showcase I wasn't even supposed to go to. Okay. I just happened to go, and we actually played on each other's team. I played against him a couple times, but we gained each other's respect. But a little bit later on, when it comes down to the baptism, he was comfortable. He was probably surprised to see me. But just overall, it was just really comfortable experience, and I was just very thankful that I was able to do that. And it's like a stepping stone for sure, and just just like it was just an awesome experience, just an awesome time that we had. It was really cool for it to be super organic too. It was really awesome. So
yeah, and then
how it was back in the day.
It definitely was cool because powerful for me did, so to fill everybody in. 2 days before the baptism, his cousin and her fiance and unborn child were all killed in a car crash.
Oh,
so he used the baptism as a bring the whole family together, and that night they were actually having the wake and the celebration of life. So the emotion that the mom and dad and brother were all showing, praising God.
That's crazy.
Seeing Travis get baptized while they're going through this sad moment, and just to talk about, like, God provides whatever you need in every situation. I'm the least qualified person to run a ministry there was. Yet God chose me to run P3. So God gives you what you need when you need it the most. So just keep on doing what you're doing. You already know. But Cal, back to you.
Judgment Day.
Yeah, the time is now to make that. So you just got to run, and why? And why?
Ram has to be the best one.
And why though?
Silent killer. No matter how the game is going, like all you guys know, like no matter how the game's going, if we're playing back, he's gonna be like chill, mellow. If somebody start talking crap to him, he's gonna like turn it on, but still be mellow. You wouldn't even know it. Mm-hmm. Just run off like at least like 10 straight. You might even get a jellyfish in there a little bit, No, he's the left, in my opinion.
And his layup package is insane. So and people they sleep on him. So I got you on that.
Because his favorite player. Yeah, his favorite player is Vince Carter, so I feel like that's why his layup package is like that, because his layups is where he can challenge inner Vince Carter.
Nah.
Well said. Well said. So for the record, he's picking Measy. It's out there. So, yeah. Cool. All right, you guys. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We're having some technical issues right now. We're trying to keep it together. We'll probably have a couple more questions we're probably gonna have to cut out. Again, I want to thank Raby and Cal for joining us. It's been really cool so far. I mean, Raby's got, the family thing going and keeping the business together. Cal, you're keeping your business together. Keep being good to the girlfriend, my friend. You guys are doing good. I have a real quick question. Maybe we'll do the squares real quick before we get cut off. I don't want nothing to get cut off. My question to both of you, if the call was today, hey, season starts tomorrow, are you game ready? Raby, go first.
Absolutely.
Short and sweet. Absolutely.
Short and sweet. Absolutely.
All right. Cal?
Absolutely. My bag's already packed.
There you go. You heard him, Coach. They're ready. We'll go to you next, Coach. Go ahead.
I don't have to worry about these two, so they're ready. So, and their game is the way they play is easily from game one to the last game of the season. It's never going to change. They don't have to, get in rhythm or anything. They just do what they do. So, and their IQ is on point. So that's all you need.
Oh, you could definitely see that. Go ahead, Doc.
Well, I just wanted to say that I'm really excited once again. It seems like every show that we have, the players or prospective players are very willing to do whatever it takes and also have a strong spiritual aspect. So I think that it's going to be a very well-rounded team with some leaders popping in and out here and there, maybe even switching off at times. And I'm just excited for what's to come. And I hope that we all keep working hard and even get even better for 2021.
Yeah, likewise. I'm totally excited. 2021 needs to hurry up. Okay, Farhan.
See, I got a couple things. I just wanted to listen today because I'm familiar with Raby and Mr. Williams himself. So I guess for me, the biggest thing is the next generation of basketball. So like Raby, outside of basketball, what do you tell your youth that you work with? Like, what do you tell them to focus on?
So there's, I won't say there's a lot, but let's just say, things that I plan at least to put on my Instagram, it's for content purposes, but just for them to learn. But, there's a mentality of the game that you should have. Also, even when it comes down to college, there's always the stigma of just once you go to school or you're in high school, you apply for all the Cal States or the UCs, and then of course, when you get to those schools, most likely you're going to take out loans. So, just there's literally A through G options. There's so many options that they have now available for them, but they probably don't even know, and their parents don't even know. It's just the same old generic options. So there's ways for them to take care of their finances, for them to build some type of money that they have, or they can build some type of monetary system, their credit, something. But just stuff that I didn't have, and when I got to college, I was just kind of like, okay, figuring it all out, making a lot of mistakes, but just at least trying to help, especially, the Black generation, I would say, because when it comes down to young Black men and young Black women, they do not have a lot of knowledge on how to sustain themselves more than outside of the struggle, and I feel like because that knowledge isn't passed down to them, and that knowledge isn't taught, like it's not taught for them to take care of their credit, or even like, while they're young, what credit means. So there's a lot of things that I feel like they don't know, but even still, I don't train just all black kids. I train everyone from different races and different backgrounds. So overall, my goal is to give that information out to those, to them, and to help them be an overall complete person in life, and to at least know, even if they do make mistakes, that they were told what's coming ahead, or they were told, and they have like a different mindset on how to kind of go about life, even when it comes down to friendships. I have a video that I'm going to post that I was actually talking to this kid about females, when he gets to college and he's playing on a team, understanding how females will come at him, because he has some type of status, and how, there's a lot of cases that are out right now in a lot of these schools, especially, rape cases, and how that derives from just having a relationship with different people and not understanding there are some that are not there for you, and then there's some where you are mentally engaged in something you shouldn't be engaged into, and then you go take a further step into something you shouldn't do. So just really just teaching them just different things and giving them things to think about. That, I haven't ever found a video like that. I haven't really found any type of conversation like that, because it's just not being talked about. And I think the next generation should have that. It's absolutely no reason why they shouldn't, because that's life. And another thing too, with this whole pandemic stuff, there's stuff that is out here that they're just following, but they're sitting at home just trying their best to just stay focused. But there's a lot that they need to learn also, how to conduct themselves in virtual school, not just watching and playing Fortnite or something, or Call of Duty while you're in class or something, just giving them just different tips and different ways to change their mindset, and different ways to just go find different resources to help them, and so they can be successful, is really what I want to put out there. So it's definitely not all about basketball, but that's just stuff that I didn't know and I didn't learn, and it would be, just terrible of me to not give that to them, so that's just really on my plate right now, on my heart.
That's an awesome approach. I really like that. Ferran, did you have a closing question for Cal?
Yeah. I wanted to say to Raby first. Man, I appreciate that, bro, because that is, me being 50 years old now and looking back, it's like there's a lot of stuff that my parents, your parents don't know to teach you some of those foundation skills about relationships, about fighting. Like they're so stuck in surviving their own life and keeping you safe that those conversations just gets looked over. And then here you are, like you're saying, get into a situation where you got to try to figure it out, and you have no idea about the consequences. You have no idea about where to look or who to ask. So that is definitely, man, I appreciate that, because that is something that is missing even in our current generation of just who we are as people. So I thank you for that point, man.
Sure.
So William, same thing for you, man. What do you, I don't like this question, but I see it. I answered myself though, but like, what would you tell your younger self, man? What would you go back and tell your 12-year-old guy, and what would you tell him, like, look out for parents first, like heal that relationship? So what would you tell yourself now looking back?
My younger self, I'll tell myself like to start learning how to make like a highlight tape, how to make a basketball resume, how to like make connections. Don't be afraid to like just talk to people and really make connections, because that's what you really need. Like credit, like to really like, hey, make sure you get a credit. If you try to get a credit card or something like that, just to start building your credit while living at home in high school. Try to get a summer job so you can pay that credit card off. So then now once you graduate high school and get into the real world, you ain't just like, oh, shoot, what is this? Like, oh, I can't get this because my credit ain't this. Oh, my car note is like $500 because my credit's so low. Like, there's all these different variables. So, like, I would tell myself, like, yo, take care of the credit. Make sure you know what's going on. Always pay things on time and stuff like that.
Ooh, man, thanks.
Really good answer. All right, G, take us home.
All right. With that being said, I wanted to thank Cal and Raby for joining the show today. I appreciate it very much. And I do have a question for you guys before I let you guys go off with your day. Electronics is a very big part of lifestyle today. And I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys think it's more easier for like kids nowadays to find out more about stuff, but not only that, but like if they want to like promote something of their own to start something, do you think it would be much easier for them to do that nowadays?
You can go first, Robin.
Robbie, you still there? There you go. We got him.
All right.
Read your audio. There you
Can you
go.
repeat the last part of what you were saying?
Oh, okay. So my question was, do you think it'll be easy? Do you think it's easier for kids nowadays with electronics and everything that it's easy for them to promote their if they had like something going on, like a show or some like a YouTube channel, and they want to start a YouTube channel? You think it's much easier for them to promote it with all the access?
Yeah.
Of electronics.
Definitely yes. Especially with everything transitioning, virtually, virtual, different virtual things, whether it's work or, training. At some point, obviously, it's going to be fully out there to where people are just interacting in person. I don't know whether it's a vaccination stuff or it's a mask. I don't know, but it's definitely a lot easier for them to do it. But the thing I think is whether it's successful or not, then that's another story, because there's a lot of research and a lot of ways that, that they'll have to be successful based off of their goal. So whether it's like algorithms or, different ways to promote using Instagram and, like just social media in general. But I would say like specifically for the youth or college players or whatever it is, like if you're trying to promote yourself, especially if you're playing a sport, it's going to be more important for them to have film than ever before, because if they're not able to play in front of coaches and stuff like that, it's going to be, it's not one of those things where you can just send an email and just say, okay, check my highlights out, because that's going to be a lot on recruiters. So it's really about them still getting the film, still getting just different workouts, doing different workouts, but it's going to be to a point where you can't depend on AAU programs to do that for you. You can't depend on mom and dad to just record everything at a certain angle. So you really have to basically build your own brand. You are your own brand. You're yourself. You're your own brand. So I like how Drew, he has his own shirts. Adam, has his shirts. Buddha, has his stuff, because they're promoting themselves as their brand. Even if it has a meaning behind it, but at the same time, you're gonna know who these guys are and what they're doing. You're gonna know and relate to who they are based off of what they're doing. So I would say it's easy right now for the kids to do that, whether you're young or you're high school, middle school, college, NBA. If you notice, a lot of guys who are going to go to the NBA do a lot of promoting on their pages. They'll post like the different runs that they're at, because they want the hype. They want all the views, and they want people to say that they're good, why aren't they in the NBA? So that way when recruiters are looking at this stuff, they're like, okay, let me get this guy to a workout. So it's really important. It's a lot of stuff that like one of those things that isn't being said and isn't being taught, but if you really start looking at it just with that mind frame, you're gonna see like, okay, I see what they're doing now. I see how clean their Instagram is, So that's my answer.
Thank you, Raby. It's really crazy how nowadays how all these kids have the access to pretty much put themselves out there, Really but same question to you, Cal. What do you think about that?
I think it's so much easier. Like so much easier. Like when I was a kid, we had MySpace. Like that was the only social media was a MySpace. So
Yes,
then
sir.
and it seems like forever ago. So that's all I had was MySpace. But now these kids got Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, like Twitch, YouTube. Like they got all these different things to go into, like tying to whatever they want to do. You like playing video games? Hey, play video games. Put it on Twitch. Put it on YouTube, Instagram, so you can show yourself like playing these different things your interest, because like people look at your social media, they look at you like before they even know your name. They look at your social media, scroll, see what you're into, see what you're doing, see if you're a family person, if you're a bad person, if you want to like all these type of things go into it. As much as it can help you, it can still hurt you at the same time. And that's something like these kids need to know. And I feel like they don't know that it can hurt them just as much as it can help. Because I was told like, yo, be careful with your social media. Everybody be watching. And so if you're doing something, just make sure nobody has it. And that way you're going to be safe. And because you never know what's going to happen down the line. Because like Robbie said previously, with all these like rape cases now, like I feel like there's more rape cases now than when I was growing up. Or falsely accused rape, I would say that as well. So that's a conversation that needs to be happening amongst families, because it's so sad. Like it's just a conversation you need to have. Like, hey, be careful, because if this girl sees you at this party and she was at this party, and you this prominent athlete, and she got done wrong by somebody else that wasn't you, she'll just say you raped her, and then your whole basically your life and what you work for is ruined.
It's true. It's sad, but it's true. I'm so glad you said that, because like you said, there's like a zillion different social medias these days. You got to be super careful about who you talk to, how you talk to them. Even the wording and what you say different people could take different approaches. So thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Cal, for that. We're going to wrap it up, you guys. Go. You had Ferran, you have one last thing?
I said you guilty until proven innocent in society today.
Sadly, that's the truth. And we got to change that. And if it's through our community work, then so be it. Or if it's, like Robbie said, spreading the word in any which way that you can, that's what we got to do. So let's go out and let's do it. So once again, this was episode number 15. This was the third and final installment of our 3-part reunion series. So thank you, Khalfani Williams. Thank you, Raby Hardaway. We also want to thank, conspicuous by his absence, Marquise Rivera. He just had some technical issues trying to get in. Also, thank you to J-Rock. He had some family issues, so praying for him as well. Also conspicuous by his absence, George is playing in San Francisco somewhere. We lost him at the beginning of the show. But, despite having technical difficulties, you guys stuck around. You guys gave some really, really good answers, and you poured your heart out. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. So once again, thank you, Cal, and thank you, Robbie. Can't wait to talk to you guys again. Hell, can't wait to see you guys on the court. 2021's on its way.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, of course, Robbie. Anytime. So,
on behalf have a good weekend.
Yeah, on behalf of myself, Dubl R. Again, we got G down at the bottom. He did most of the talking today. It's kind of cool. We got Ferran. We got the coach. We got the doc being super busy today, but still there when we need her. You guys are awesome. I love you all. Be safe. We're off next week. Take a break. And then we start over the following week. Who knows who's going to be here with us as we get to keep knowing more and more potential Oxnard Orcas. Thank you guys so much. Stay cool. Stay safe. Wear a mask. Peace out. Go Orcas.